Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be solving LeetCode 896, monotonic array. So we're given an array, and it is monotonic if it is either monotone increasing or monotone decreasing. An array nums is monotone increasing if for all I less than or equal to j, nums of I is going to be less than or equal to nums of j. And an array nums is monotone decreasing if the opposite is true. So given an integer array nums, we want to return true if the given array is monotonic or false otherwise. So essentially what they're saying is, given example 1, we start at 1, so now every element after 1 has to be greater than the previous element, right? So 2 has to be greater than 1, 2 has to be greater than or equal to 2, 3 has to be greater than or equal to the previous element. And then it would just be the other way around for monotonic decreasing, right? 5 has to be less than or equal to 6, 4 less than or equal to 5, etc., etc. So we can solve this in one pass and keeping track of two variables, whether it's increasing or decreasing. So let's say our variables are going to be increasing. We will initially set it to true, and we will do the same for decreasing. So we are going to loop through every element in our array starting at the first index. And then we will check the previous element and do our comparison. So we'll say for I in range 1 to the length of nums, we want to say if nums of I minus 1, right? We want to check this position. If that position is less than nums of I, what do we want to do? That means it cannot be monotonic decreasing, right? That means we are at the start of an increasing array. So we would have to set our decreasing variable equal to false here. Now, the other case is if nums of I minus 1 is greater than nums of I, right? The previous element is greater than the next element. 6 is greater than 5. If that's the case, then we can set the increasing variable to false because we know that it's already not an increasing monotonic array. And then at the end of this loop, we can just return either increasing or decreasing, and it'll return whichever one is true. So we'll say return increasing or decreasing. So we'll run this, pass all 3 test cases, submit, pass. Okay, so what is the time and space complexity? Space complexity is going to be O of 1. Right, we're not using any extra data structures in this. And then the time complexity is going to be O of n minus 1. Right, we're looping through all of the elements inside of our original data structure minus this first one, right? So that's still going to give us an O of n runtime, O of n. And that'll do it for LeetCode 896.